Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor. I'm back at y'all again. The word today is religion, coming at you. Now, a lot of people calling me, asking me, why do I attack Christianity? All right, I don't attack Christianity. If it's for you, it's for you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're going to have to start thinking and asking questions. Because everything that you practice or everything that you do or everything that you even eat has an ingredient or has a root that it comes from, where it stems from. So number one, God. So we're going to talk about God since God is the most dominant piece of Christianity and religion. Now, we have to first figure out how old is God. Now, if God is 600 years old, as they say in theology, if God is only 600 years old, and this same God created Adam and Eve 6,000 years ago, then the chronology not adding up. So how could you create anybody if you weren't existing at a time yourself? You can't be 600 years old but created something 6,000 years ago. It's not going to matter. It's not, numbers don't lie. That's one thing that don't lie is numbers. Now, we have to even look at the word God. Did our ancestors even use the language of God? No, they didn't. Why? Because number one, it is a European word. And we know that at that time, the European language in this form today did not exist at the time our ancestors back then. So they weren't back there calling, oh God, oh Lord. They weren't saying that. They were calling elements. They were using voodoo, black magic. This is our spirituality. Religion is a shell used as an imperialistic agenda for somebody else. This is why Christians are the highest carriers of crimes, are the highest carriers of homosexuals. I defy any pastor or any preacher to call me out for a debate. Not one yet. I've written at 3, but not one have taken up the offer because I know why. So if God is only 600 years old, not only that, but how do you have a God in the Bible that says, thou shalt not kill, but yet this God is doing more killing? How do you have a God in the Bible putting curses on the wombs of women, putting curses on generations that hasn't even had a chance to live yet? But God, how can God do that? How can God even say that thou shalt not steal, but in the Bible he allows certain people to take land from other people? This right here is a setup. The same people who wrote this Bible is controlling your politics because they are carrying out everything that they wrote in that book. Christians, y'all better wake up. Because before the fall of our dynasties, even though we were among each other doing things that were inaccurate, we didn't have high crime. The crime rate wasn't high in Kemet. You get what I'm saying? We didn't, like Dr. John Henry Clark said, we didn't throw away grandma and grandpa because there wasn't no old folks' homes. Look at homosexuality. Look what's going on. Even look at the foods that we eating. That has a lot to do. Christians are the highest carriers of diabetes, high blood pressure, and so on. But yet they pray over their food. You get what I'm saying? So what's the whole purpose of praying over your food to bless your food, meaning to purify it, if you're still going to get sick? What is it? Like, we black people have more churches on every corner than any other culture, but yet we are in the worst condition. You don't see Chinese children getting shot by the police. You don't see Japanese children getting shot by the police or Hispanic children getting shot by the police. It's just us. Why? We don't ask the question. Because it's engineered that way. The same people that gave you that Bible is the same people who's committing these heinous acts against our children. I mean, look at the pastor. All of them homosexuals. Most of them. Sleeping with the kids in the church. Doing sick shit. You know what I mean? Like, when you studying the Bible, you have to ask yourself, what type of food am I eating? Because if the ingredients of that book does not match up to the body of your thinking, then the body of your thinking is going to deteriorate. Just like if you eat foods that's processed and you put it in this body, it's going to deteriorate. You got to know what you eating, what you putting into your mental womb. Religion is doing nothing for us. Where is God while our children is starving? Where is God while our children is getting shot down in the streets? Where is this God? I need to know this. Where is Allah? You know what I mean? Not only that, but we keep on referring to God as being a he. So a he is a human characteristic. So where is the mother of God? Because we know that a he cannot produce another he. It takes a woman to do that. So when you have to understand that if the word God exists, then the word goddess exists. And why is God jealous? Why is God showing emotions? This is why Christians are justified in doing the shit that they doing. The worst thing that they did was to give us a God that forgives. Why? Because we can keep doing the same stuff again and using the excuse that God forgives. God will forgive me. And we keep doing it over and over and over again because they benefit from our ignorance. You get what I'm saying? I'll beat my woman up. God forgive me. I'll sell drugs to kill another brother. God forgive me. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? We have to start analyzing and thinking for ourselves. Because religion is not spirituality. We are spiritual people. We are spiritual people. We are dishonoring our mothers and fathers, which is our ancestors. Because we are following a tradition that was created by a people who have no soul. They have no soul. So the thing is, it's time for us to start waking up. It's time for us to start waking up. Like, where is this God at while we dying? Why is it that black people are getting shot down? Why is it that black people don't have a military to protect themselves? If God is gonna have stepchildren to choose one over the other, then where is this merciful God? Why is God saying that God is forgiving God? Again, think about it. These are all human. If you are in the image and likeness of God, and if God is in the Bible killing, now I see why there's more Christians killing. There's more Christians doing things that God is portraying to do in the Bible. This so-called God. If you're in the image and likeness of God, you can be like God and you look like God. So if the God that you are following in the Bible, the one that's putting curses on wombs and killing putting generational curses on children and allowing people to take land, then we see why the characteristics and the acts of the people who follow it is manifesting the same way as this God. You can't be afraid to ask questions. You have to ask questions. Why go to church to stimulate your mind or to get any type of spirituality when you're standing behind a physical building? You can have church at home. I don't like to use the word church, but you can do soul searching at home. When we used to meditate. Our ancestors meditate, meaning that we looked inside of ourselves for solutions and resources. But today they gave us religion, and now we pray. We're looking for something outside of ourselves, and the thing that they created outside of ourselves, they made it to look like them. So if it looks like them, we're going to see them as being superior. This is what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So the question we have to ask: who wrote the Bible? I don't even want to talk about the Bible. Who wrote the Bible? Was it God who wrote it? And if God is the one who wrote it, then why is the authorship King James and other people who plagiarized the book? A book is not holy when it's tampered with over and over. The Bible has been transliterated over 11 different times. That's just like me taking some natural stuff out of the environment into a laboratory and genetically modifying it. Once I place it back out into the environment, it's not going to be natural anymore. I tamper with it. I transliterated the ingredients to something negative for my own agenda and purposes. So those are the questions we have to ask. Who is God? What is God? Where is God? And if the word God is European, what was our ancestors using at the time? Because Europeans were not around at that time. You can trust and believe that. I mean, who was Christ? Now we can go to Christ. Who is Christ? If God said he had to come through Christ to live, why is Christ praying? Who is Christ praying to in the Bible? If God said he had to come into a body in order to carry out what he had to carry out, then who is Jesus praying to? That's the questions we got to ask. Jesus prayed to somebody in the book. But God said he came as Christ. He had to find a body to come in. But it's two people that's interacting with each other. Which you saying that you are the same person, but you interacting with the one whom you say you are. So that's that's gibberish. We have to start asking questions. Because, like I said, black people have more churches than anybody on every corner, yet we're in the worst condition. You don't see Chinese people with churches on every corner. You don't see Japanese people with churches on every corner because they understand the laws of nature is self-preservation. This right here is used as a mechanism to keep us suppressed. The same people that's controlling your politics force religion on you. The same people that you vote for are the children of those who hung our pregnant black women and beat the babies out of their womb and crushed the heads of the babies with their heels. These are the people you're voting for. So that's why I don't respect no pastors, because they know the truth. They are all in a Brule society, and they know what the fuck I'm talking about. Again, I defy any pastor to take me up on a debate. Anyone. It don't matter who it is. 5 or 10 of you. I do it by myself. But anyway, again, people, it's time to start thinking for yourself. Create your own negatives and positives. You have to start creating your own negatives and positives, because if not, then you won't be able to think for yourself. So with that much said, Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111, I'm out. Peace.